55 South, milepost 20/6. 64. Unknown driver, 498. How you doing, boss? State police. I just need to see license, registration, and proof of insurance. You know why I pulled you over?
Speed?
Yeah, so...
That might be good.
Here, this one's expired.
So...
There you go.
I think mine just got renewed, so... I got a bunch of paperwork, sorry.
Here, this one also expired 2024.
Okay.
There you go, this one also expired 2024.
It's definitely valid. Can you guys like look up the numbers?
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll look it up. Everything's all. You didn't have anything to smoke tonight?
No, sir.
No drink?
I mean, a little bit.
All right, boss. Look, here's the deal. I am writing you, but I'm cutting you a huge break.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Get locked in or get locked the fuck out. No face crypto in the building. Phil ever hated the greatest truther to step face on this earth. London is falling. The kings have spoken. The one and only chosen one. No face.
This motherfucker is locked.
What is up, guys? I'm on to the No Face Crypto channel. Where's the face no case? You feel me? And we got a very interesting video for you guys today. Probably the longest one that will ever get uploaded to my channel for a very specific reason. All right. We had about a 2-hour long spaces last night with some people or representatives from the Zebec community. Now, these weren't the people high up in the community that could actually answer questions, but we did have representatives there. And I don't want to sit here and tell you guys what to believe in, right? Objectively speaking, I can tell you who I think. I don't even want to say this was a debate. I think it's pretty open and shut, but I just want you guys to listen to the spaces and make the judgments for yourself. You can go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you really think is going on here, how you think these spaces went for Zebec or for myself. But this is not over. Obviously, I just want you guys to listen to this. This is probably the closest I've gotten to speaking with the Zebec community without full-on arguments taking place. So a lot of interesting stuff was discussed. It was an extremely informative talk. And even if you support or don't support Zebec or don't even know about Zebec, I think this is a wonderful spaces to listen to. We definitely have some very educated people in crypto in this space. And I think this is a great lesson for people to learn from in terms of researching projects and what to really look for. So without further ado, I'm not going to go ahead and make this some long, crazy video. I won't even talk. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys listen to this from start to finish. And you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think. I don't know if it gets realer than this. I am still trying to get in contact with people very close and high up in the project of Zebec. There are still tons and tons of things to look into, but I will not say it all here. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys listen to the spaces. You feel me? Enjoy, get some popcorn, go get your errands done. To the drivers out there, if you're driving loads, please throw this on while you're driving that load and just listen. Because this was a very educational spaces. And without further ado, I'll let you guys listen. Shout out to the Zebec community for at least attempting to show up. But I will let you guys go ahead and judge and see how that goes. You feel me? One more thing before I go ahead and let the video play or the space play. You guys can go ahead and just not even watch the video. It's just, you just need your ears. So if there is anyone out there in the Zebec community who wants to be honest about their bags, who wants to get these questions answered, I would like to work with you to get those questions answered. And I understand that in the Discord, in the community, etc., there are people who have access to Simon, to Sam, to a lot of the people who probably make these decisions to push out these marketing ploys all the time. And I really just, there's a million questions to be answered, right? I mean, we can go into Lennon, we can go into fucking Simon, we can go into the nodes, we can go into Nautilus Chain, we can go into Science Card, we can go into literally the Ripple partnership, pick anything. There's issues with it. And I just want to be very clear here when I say I am looking for somebody in the Zebec community who has access to these answers and who has access to the people who would have these answers. And this does not have to be something to be scared of. You guys do not have to run, right? If you are an investor, then you have the pool to get these answers. And there's people in this community who you might not think, but know very well who know these answers and are keeping these answers from you guys, in my opinion. And I just want to invite, very much like so this Spaces, if we ever have this Spaces again, guys, if this ever happens again, I would like to invite the Zebec community to show up with the top of the top representatives so this doesn't get messy. Because it's going to get messy regardless. And I suggest we just get the word out there so there is something documented. If you guys want to try and clear your name, I think now or sometime soon in the future would be the time to do so, because it's all the information is out there at some point, and you can only do so much, guys. I have a lot of outlets. I'm not going to just shut up. So without further ado, let me shut up and continue. Minute, see if anyone pulls up. I got all my information pulled up, ready to go, links ready to go if I ever have to back anything up, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just you know, I feel like if you think it's a scam, you already think it's a scam, but I always thought it was a little bit more than that. This goes like I feel like it goes pretty deep. I don't know. It's just like every string I pull, it's just absolutely insane. There's like always, there's always something. And I think it's, I don't know. I think it's unfortunate. It's not a meme. It's not a utility coin. It's something different entirely. And I don't know. I think it's disgusting. I hope people come and talk.
There's another anonymous that just popped in.
Nobody should be anonymous. You guys can pull up, guys. Pull up. But yeah, I also feel like, to be quite honest, like I've been really following this for like almost a year now. And I was never going to stop once I got a letter from Anton Van Dellen. I was never going to stop. I don't know. That kind of was confirmation that I was doing something right, in my opinion. And it just, like, what is this thing at the end of the day? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, it could just be another crypto scam, but I don't think it is. I want to know, like, what is this thing? I truly want to understand it. And I think it's a tentacle of I don't know, a different beast, some type of, I don't know what it is, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like scammy, if nothing else. Because yeah, I mean, there's tons of unanswered questions. What's up, Jeffro?
Jeffro.
And nobody will address it. And I was calling them out today because people that aren't even really involved in it. Someone asked a question. I looked at the dude's page. He hadn't flooded the ZBCN at all. He just asked a question, and someone went off on him. And I'm like, how? Like, your emotions are out of whack too, because you know somebody's coming and asking a genuine question, and you're sitting here blowing up on them. I don't know if it's all that or not.
Yo,
what's up, y'all?
What's up, Jeffrey?
Man, loving it. Y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, man.
Are funny as hell, bro.
Yo, funny as shit.
I'm just playing, man. I'm out here nowhere. After I'm done with the good work, I'm done, and just fuck with Zebec. I mean, I don't like people losing their money.
Well, nobody does.
Nah, I think they're taking advantage of hardworking people.
I agree, 100%, man. I think because I after really looking into it and just trying to understand it, I went and like got some type of just understanding on the UK and London's history on how they really interact with America in terms of like finances and stuff, and it's just I don't even think you can argue against the fact that there is some type of financial warfare going on here in terms of Zebec. Like I think it's a lot deeper than just one little meme coin. And I literally saw a post today of Lantern actively. I feel like he actively seeked out some lady. I don't even know if this was fake or not. Some lady and her husband to buy into Zebec. Like I watched them take Heavy Hitter, the guy who hosts their spaces all the time, take him and basically. I feel like personally he might have been manipulated in a way to feel like he had some type of pull in this crypto community when he really didn't know anything about crypto. No offense to him, but it's just
I actually
so
talked to
deep.
him, and I don't. That sounded like something he would have said. Like, so that's wild that you say that.
Yeah, I mean I tried to reach out to him like on a personal level basically and say, yo, like I will literally come talk to you, bro, and get you out. Like I don't know. I feel some type of way about Zebec, and I think that's very obvious and people know that, but why if you're me, right? Why would anyone stop? Why would I stop trying to raise the truth and speak the truth when it's so obvious? It's out in the open and it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before this thing completely just blows up and some real shit happens.
Well, there's absolute shady things that happened up to this point. With two other projects, ZPOC. I don't think that was part of ZBCN, right? That was because then they had the
nodes?
whole nodes. Or yeah, that was ZBCN, wasn't it? It was ZBC.
I think that was ZBC, and then they migrated after that. They were selling these nodes for $3,000 a pop,
Yeah.
and whatever chain I guess they were doing this on completely evaporated, and they stole a bunch of money from people, and that was one of the scams. Yeah, like, and he
Nautilus.
actually, I was really smiling when I saw there's a South Korean lawsuit or something's about to happen in South Korea with this Nautilus stuff because people are, this is a global thing. Like around the world, they're starting to talk about this. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I seen the post from that guy. So, and I've been around long enough. I always talk about it. I was in a really big project that ended up being a scam. We had over 2 million holders or something like that. It was insane. So it's absolutely possible, and a lot of people just don't think it's possible. Once a community gets so big too, that it can actually, be a slow rug.
Yeah, and I don't know what this is. Liquidity farm.
Right.
I don't know, but it just goes. It goes insanely deep. Like I mean, who can we be like who is Anton Van Dellen? Who is this guy in the UK who's a coroner, a barrister? He's writing paperwork on, and this is no joke. You guys can look this up. Anton Van Dellen followed by the words followed by BBC. Why is he writing recommendations for circumcisions for babies in the UK? And then he's running a crypto consortium company registered through the company's house. Who God knows what they're doing. What is this guy doing? Like, that's one thing I was like, once I got a letter from this guy, I was like, who the fuck? Like, no. I depose whatever the hell they got going on over there because this is absolute ridiculousness in my opinion. That's why I hung it on the wall. This is it's something to remember for me. This is crazy. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, I mean, there's other shady things about that guy, isn't there? Like the whole kid thing.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
teaching classes. He was teaching them classes how to jip people.
Yeah, basically that's how I feel. So there's this presentation that he had on his through his like files and stuff, that things that he worked on. And it literally, the first page of the presentation says cryptocurrency trading or whatever is not for the faint-hearted. and he's citing laws, UK laws, basically, that they don't say it, but they say, you know how if you're a good attorney, like, you know how this works, basically, you kind of say how the laws currently all are, and the good people or the bad people in this case are going to know in between that, like, what are the gray areas. And so he's citing, you know,
Yeah.
weird UK laws about whose funds or what, when you go ahead and deposit into a platform, how do you know whose funds are what? It's just like a completely, it's insane to me. And then, you know, you try and spread truth, and then you get these bots from all over the place. These people are running bot farms, and they expect us to shut up. I'm not I'm fighting. It's like, I really feel like I'm fighting against the fucking bot army here, you know, and it's just, it's hilarious to me, but at the same time, it's not. And that's why I won't shut up.
On the masters, yeah. Panic seller.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to talk, like, please talk. But it's just, I mean, another thing that I found insane was when you're looking into, you know, the UK papers and documents tying back to ZBCN, you go to the Zebec Technologies PLC on the company's house, and you look at the most recent filing, and there's a guy named Nicholas Charles George Andrews, who was a director and got taken off of the board of directors at ZBCN. And then you look into his financial history, which, by the way, is completely gone now. It's wiped. I can no longer find it. I did in the past, but I can't find it anymore. This guy was on the board of Wells Fargo in the UK and Binance in the UK, unless I'm completely wrong. And this is just I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this evidence real quick in the comments. But, like, who is this guy? Like, where are all these people coming from, and why are they tied to Zebec? Why is Zebec tied to the same address as two market makers out of London? And, you know, there might be a few people in the Zebec army, but a majority of these people on X are just bots. So, like, this is just a perpetual narrative liquidity farm, and they just get people, you know, that's why they keep pushing out bullshit, because a few people believe it every time, and they're just going to keep making money off of the few people that believe it.
Yep, and then jump talking about some other shit now. I mean, where'd Angela go?
Yeah.
Yo, where did Angela go?
To tell?
Is she still here?
I just put basically a link down there where it shows Nicholas Charles George Andrews and all of his directors at the time he was a director, and it's just sus. It's just sus. Like, come on, I can't just deny. Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Where's the company house right here?
So sorry, no face. Jeffro. Is her account gone completely?
No, she's messing with Tel big time. Telcoin.
Okay.
Yeah, that new bank. Yeah.
I thought you meant she disappeared off of X.
No, she still touches down with Zebec every now and then, like maybe once a week or something. She says something about Zebec, but she's Telcoin. She bought and paid for it. And
these guys, Shill, Canton, Telcoin, whatever their market maker decides is hot that week, that's what they're pushing. And it's like, I mean, people know, you know, that these scams go on, but I don't think, like, there's just too many narratives that Zebec pushes out that you just have to stay on top of it. If you're me, like, I don't want to shut up about it, because I feel like every day there's somebody who's going to buy into it.
There's new hype. Yeah, it's just new hype all the time.
And look here, anybody can say something. You go on their shit, good luck. There's only 3 speakers, 4 speakers. That's it.
It's true. It's true. And
I mean, shit. Somebody speak up from Zebec if you really believe in your coin. Is this the way out? Can you really make your way out on that? Because I'm only here. I don't have to be on here. I'm only here because I'm fucking with people and say funny shit. But I there's other coins that's gonna help people. Fuck Zebec.
100%.
And I'm trying to keep my muzzle shut because if anybody knows me in real life, I do not have a filter. I'm a crazy ass son of a bitch, just like I look. That picture of me, that was a Halloween party I went
This
to.
dude funny as shit.
That's a Halloween party I went to, and I'm just a good guy. I believe in God and everything, but I will try to save some people from rookie ass mistakes, and I'm just trying to keep a muzzle on.
Yeah, I agree. And just like, we said earlier that this is an open conversation and dialogue here, like anyone can speak. What's crazy is I had beef with Uphold now because and I don't even want to take it there, but we got to take it there. Like I question the Uphold Treasury and the timeline goes like
Portuguese.
this. Yeah, Portuguese. Yeah, Wanderer. Where is
If
he?
you want, how far you want to go? How much do you want?
I'm gonna go. Like,
And Zebec people, where you at?
yeah. So, like, exactly. Like, where are they? I want them to talk. But the thing is,
I'm giving everybody a mic as they come in the room, and it's up to them.
yeah. No, I understand. Some of them don't want to talk, and I get it. But this is where it gets crazy, right? I could discuss all the BS and all the BS partnerships. I literally have all the evidence pulled up. You guys can go check Dark Horse as well. We can add him in here if he wants to talk. I mean, like, there's a million things that I can pick from. But at the end of the day, one of the things I looked into most was the Uphold Treasury, and I found it very odd that Sam just mysteriously stepped down from his position and put in a Rothschild shill, in my opinion, and Simon Babakani. Right after the Uphold Treasury became a thing. He left. And the way Uphold operates is when you go ahead and give authorized usage to a Treasury wallet, it has to be the person behind all the business structure and the documents and things like that. And in this case, that's Sahan Thapalaya, who I don't know if this guy's even real or not. I think so, but I start questioning the Treasury wallet. And then out of nowhere, right? Basically, there's circular transactions, in my opinion. There's a bunch of really weird things going on there. And it starts to become a bigger story than just a little bit of a crypto scam, in my opinion. And then the head of research of Uphold just followed me for no reason. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, I want to talk to this guy. Like, wait, what's going on here? And obviously they don't answer questions, but it goes deeper than that because there's Uphold representatives in the Zebec Discord. So what's that about, right? How far does this really go? And whose coin is this? Like, what, like, it's just, that's the questions you got to ask. Like, I can't deny that. Like, that's right there in front of everybody's face. And so I even asked them, like, can I ask you guys questions during a spaces? They say, document them. Put them down and basically we'll screen them before. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? And so nobody here can answer the real questions here. I mean, I could go on. Let me just pick some from something. We have the CerTIC audit, right? They got a CerTIC audit and they flagged a major centralization issue and just passed them through an audit. You can BS any audit nowadays. This is 2026. Like, what the fuck? Like, let's be honest here. That's 100% verifiable. You can find that. We have another thing that one of my favorite pieces of evidence is the Ghostware OS thing. Zebec's out here, happy that they're partnered with Ghostware OS a few months ago, almost a year ago. I don't know when this happened. Oh, privacy. Let's just shill a new narrative. Right. But you just go to the Ghostware OS website and just really look at what that is. And it will tell you it's meant to screen you. It's basically meant to hide all your bullshit. And they started using this a year ago or at the beginning of this year, basically when people started asking real questions and looking on chain. And that's one thing. You have the Mastercard partnership. That's not real. I have evidence. Ondo partnership. That's not real. PGP, Science Card. Why are you trying to shill a financial product to students? Isn't there like business regulatory issues with that? Like, there's a million things that we can pick from. And the point is that they don't want to talk. And I think it's over. I think it's over. It was over after the XRP Las Vegas BS and debacle. It was over after that. That you can't get shill a bigger narrative and fake something more bullshit basically than that. Like, what else can they do? In my opinion, I don't think they can do anything else. So I think we're watching this shit fall in real time. This shit is going to end, and eventually it's going to get picked up. I will say I did finally, because there is some Zebec people listening, I did finally get word back by one of the main outlets that basically produced a very good article on Zebec covering everything. And I don't know what they're going to find, right? I'm just some amateur here, but they are going to look on chain and get back to me, and we'll see what happens from there. But it is their first article pretty much hit everything nail on the head. So we're going to see what they find, but it goes deeper than just on chain. It's a mental thing too. You know, they really manipulate people, in my opinion. And I'm being very, professional here. I don't want to snap on you guys, like, and I want to put it in perspective here. Like, why would I stop again? Why would I stop when I'm getting letters from barristers and these are slapstick tactics. And why would I stop when I look into the barrister and he's got all these sus history, bro? This became more than just a crypto scam for me. I think I'm really helping people, and that's how I always felt, and that's why I won't stop. And I don't know. I think this is my good versus evil.
Hey, Face, you're helping people, man. There's way better options, and we ain't pressing our other coins on nobody.
Nope.
We're not in here for that shit. We're just trying to talk about how scum. I mean, this shit goes pretty damn bad when you got children doctors for lawyers. What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We don't tell nobody. We ain't pressing nobody on no other coin. We're not fucking paid.
No. And you know what? There are some people I feel like in the Zebec community who are paid. It's very obvious. And
oh yeah.
Who's going to shout out Angelica, who's going to a Pistons game with a Zebec jersey from DH Gate, and like who's doing that? Like, that's just,
I mean, AI. I think that's just AI than a whole. That bitch face was on me. I'm trying to keep my muzzle good, but yeah, she was all in my face, man. What the fuck? With the fake ass. I mean, that shit. Whoa. I don't know. Jerseys got to be correct.
Yeah, and let me say something else too. Like, back in the day, like before I basically started the whole Operation Sam I Am thing, like I already had all these investigations into this shit. And one of the first things I looked at was the NBA ads and like they're running ads here and there and all this stuff. And I didn't have the best way to verify this information, but I did have somebody leave a comment on one of my videos once, and they said like their neighbor is like one of the heads or one of the people up there in the marketing department for the Atlanta Hawks, and they don't know who the hell Zebec is. And the only thing we saw at any NBA game, I believe, was just Uphold ads, if that. I mean, if that. And so
it's sad.
It's sad. It is.
There wasn't no soccer game. There wasn't no football.
Yeah, and I mean, even if there was, like, these people can just go put ads anywhere, market to anyone, and it's just a perpetual narrative loop.
I see some shit talking about they're gonna be the next Poly Market.
Yeah, I mean, do we even got a
I mean, this shit has got to end somewhere.
I agree. They just.
I'm gonna let you cook, brother. I'm gonna muzzle down.
No. You can cook too, bro. Listen,
shit.
No, listen. I'm trying
to. There's other ways to win, and I ain't pressing my coins on these people. I'm not no fucking shield. I can't be bought.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't work today. I don't have to fucking work.
Exactly, and
this is for. I can tell them. I'm trying to show the people there's a better way, and it straight the fuck up. There's other coins, not this one.
Yeah, this is just some BS. Sauga's here too. I do want to let Sauga speak if he wants to speak, because this guy, I mean, I don't know. If he wants to cook, he can cook.
You there, Sauga?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Five for hosting this and giving, multiple days notice. I'm surprised no one from the Zebec community will come up here. Like, I know you guys can be really funny on the trolling and showing your facts, but no face. I got 5. I used to be a Zebec holder. I used to be, hosting spaces almost daily and supporting the community. And I just, when I decided to sell, that's when it all turned on me. Like, people were coming at me in my DMs, making comments. Like, it's my choice, my bags. I wasn't saying, fuck ZBCN at the time. I just said, hey, I sold 3/4 of my bag. And because I told some community members that's what I would do. And, they sent some people into chat on the first space with Michael, and No Face came up. And, like, it shouldn't be an attack fest. Like, come up. If you have some facts about what makes ZBCN legitimate other than partnerships posted on an X page that anyone can do, please feel free to come grab a mic. I know we can all be civil in this. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, nobody's been hostile at all, and everybody's respectful. We're just waiting for someone to come up and actually talk from ZBCN.
I have found it weird because, like, most, like, cryptos that host spaces will allow people in the community to come up and ask questions. And I didn't know that you tried to submit some questions, No Face, and I find it weird that they wouldn't even answer any of them. We want transparency in crypto. We don't want them deciding which questions get answered, because that's not fair to the whole community.
Yeah, and that's a great point that they that you can't just talk. Like, I've never talked to Simon, Sam, anybody, never been able to ask a question. And if I do, it's always answered by a community member who typically just, uses Google to find the answer like the rest of us. Nothing's ever truly confirmed.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, No Face.
Sorry. I just want a quick show of hands. Like, who actually thinks the Super app's going to come out end of Q2? Because I absolutely do not believe that it's going to come out at all. And if it does, I think it's like vaporware. I wouldn't even trust it with a 30-foot pole, to be honest.
I think it'll be a delay due to the they're going to say that Apple denied it or Android denied it or they had to tweak something or.
Well, I know if there's any, like, links to buying it on an exchange or something, Apple will postpone it. Like, one of my buddies made a trading app and he tried to, like, link his trading account to it, and he got an issue with Apple for that. So, I kind of agree that it'll get postponed. But with the capabilities of vibe coding these days, anyone can make a website and a clone of an app and launch it. I want to see the companies that sign up to use this. Like, one thing I wanted to bring up is, like, I talked to my CEO about the possibility of being paid per day. And my CEO explained to me that, like, there's a reason why you get paid every 2 weeks is because they need that money to pay suppliers or pay the rent for the building that we use. They need that money. So they don't want to pay you every second or every day or every minute. Money is the most important thing that makes the business move. So they want that capital in their hands for as long as possible.
Absolutely. I'm an employer. Absolutely. Like, you need it until you have to, pay things out.
Even the biggest companies that I sell to ask for 60, 90-day terms to pay a supplier back. So, if the biggest companies in the world are going to do it, who's signing up to pay their employees, by the minute or by the day? I just don't think it's feasible.
I saw a this was a funny one. I think I might have been talking to you, Saga, about this. I forget, but I saw one time 314 Crypto was saying that gym owners would use Zebec basically to only pay or only require payment for the days that you use at the gym. Like, who would do that? Like, no business owner would do that.
Per rep.
It's just, yeah, it's just logical questions you have to ask here. And then, anytime anyone does real research into Zebec, I mean, there's just holes everywhere. And then I just start to kind of just keep asking questions and almost, I mean, I'm not going crazy, but this shit is crazy. I mean, you look into Simon Babakani, and I don't understand why. Just please, somebody answer this question for me. Why is Simon Babakani at a champagne event for Baron de Rothschild champagne or wine, which is a legit Rothschild wine company, and they go ahead and this is real shit. You can look it up. And why is he there? It's an invite only event. What is this like? Is it not weird? And and maybe I'm crazy for questioning it, but you got to be a little crazy to question this shit sometimes to really figure this shit out, because I don't know. I always thought this was something deeper. For all we know, let's be honest, this could just be some rich guy in London or some power that be's, way to scam people, way to just get money from the American people, in my opinion. Why does Zebec have an American flag on their profile? They're registered out of London. That's one question we should all answer. I digress, Jeffro. I know he's about to speak.
Yeah, it just links back right back there. So it's kind of fucked up. How does everything just link back to that motherfucker? UK. And if you live in a 15-minute city, do not reply.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about Simon Babakani as well, it was so weird the way that Sam just kind of got moved out of the spotlight with not really an announcement, not really an explanation. Normally when there's a CEO change in a company, you would put out a memo of some sort to explain why, and we never really got answers to that. I know there's a lot of people in the grease trap, as I would say, and anonymous listeners. Feel free to come up and say hi. I'm here. You five, Kuzi and David, and everyone's listening to this. And I think they want to, hear what the Zebec community has to say. I think there's been some good evidence put forward, and maybe one day No Face ends up on Kuzi's Koozcast to have a discussion about it as well. So we'll see what we can do about that. But yeah, I see there's a couple guys from the Zebec community. If you guys want to speak, or if you guys just want to air it out, I'm sure you're more than welcome.
Everybody's been offered a mic, so
Yeah, I do want people to come out and speak. I think, I'm going to be honest, I just think it goes to show, when you bring truth to the table and you really try and go ahead and just, when you put everything out there, there's no argument that can really be made against it. And I want them to come out and just talk. They can admit it. They can try and argue any points or bring evidence. They can try and say there's Nacha Alliance and fucking neobank this, neobank that. I don't care. Show me the facts. That's it. And I think it's over. I honestly think it's over for the Zebec community, and I'm not sure if they really know it yet. And that's how I feel. I can go deeper into it if you guys want me to really, but it's just, it's over. I feel like it's really over. How do you go bigger than a fake Ripple partnership? Which, by the way, I think I stated this in one of my videos. I think it's fair to say that ZBCN man allegedly, I'll say allegedly, may have been the person to get Zebec access to the XRP Las Vegas thing, which who cares? I mean, people can go to get in a way, you know, and get away with getting in places and stuff like that, but there's real deception to how these people kind of crawl into the crypto world, in my opinion, with ZBCN, and they really deceive people and try and get them to just spend their money on Zebec. Zebec is going to 5 cents by next week. Like,
You know, no face. I sent you the DM about it. Like, I know there's a lot of people in the Zebec community that follow guys like Crypto Future and Ruel Black, and you know they come across like they're doing deep dives, but it seems like the majority is just pulling X posts and then you know making like a board showing it off what they found in X posts. Like, I want to see the utility. If the utility's there, it should be demonstrated to the community. You know, it sucks. I spent a shit ton of money being in the Crypto Future Patreon for a year because I was new to crypto. I think that's the other thing that happens to a lot of people who get into Zebec is they're newer to crypto. You know, they use all the right key buzzwords like the rails, payments. So everyone like puts it, you know, beside XRP, and it's just it's not on the same level, in my opinion. And yeah, I think they prey on like new people to crypto.
yeah, I agree. I really would like. I mean, there's a bunch of there's Zebec people in here, I'm sure. Dysfunctional veteran. I know you're a Zebec guy. You can come up and speak. You know, this is a very open dialogue type of conversation. I'm not here to snap on anybody. The name is
What
Andrew Sales, by the way.
what exactly are you wanting someone from the Zebec community to say? That would be my question, right? Because just to be honest, right? So like you guys have your ideas and you think that you're correct, right? And so like it's not going to do us any good to come up and say anything because we're not going to change your mind, right? And so like you're not going to change our mind because we believe what we believe and you believe what you believe.
Well, why do you believe in ZBCN? I'll just ask that question.
I mean, do you have a crypto project that you believe in?
Yes. But
Okay.
why do you believe in ZBCN?
So why do you believe in that crypto project?
Because I did heavy research and I believe in the project.
Okay. So we believe in the project as well.
So
Right. So like I'm not speaking for the entire community. I'm just going to speak for myself. And I'm not going to do this whole argument deal because that's not why I got on here. I don't have much time. But we believe in Zebec. I believe in Zebec. So like that should be good enough, right? So I shouldn't have to sit here and explain to you why I believe in Zebec. There's a bunch of material out there. And so the material that's out there, I found interest in it and I want to support the project. You have your crypto project that you support, and I'm sure that there's people out there that fund it. It's the same thing.
I think the difference is when given FUD in whatever crypto project anybody is in, there's usually facts and evidence to back up the responses, but there's never any of that with the Zebec community. And I think it's a red flag all over the place. You know, I mean, last time I got into spaces with the Zebec community, it was TCG David. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, like there was people who openly basically were stating that they're invested and let me get out before you really start doing the research because we know it's bullshit. And I understand that, you know, we can agree to disagree I'm more curious is like why do you guys believe in it? I want real facts and evidence. And if you guys don't want to answer, it's okay. But it's a red flag. Like everyone can see it.
I mean,
Blue
I think.
Ocean, real quick, sorry to cut you off. I
Yep.
think that like also too, everybody kind of like in the crypto space, you have people that do like call outs, you got people that do, pictures, you got people that do different jobs. I mean, people assign themselves different jobs in this space. It's kind of wild. But you also have the investigators, and they go around doing their job, pissing people off. I mean, you see it all the time online. So I think that his self-assigned job is somewhat a journalist investigator, and so he's asking questions.
And that's totally fine. Like, dude, you do your thing. Like, put out your YouTube videos. You do whatever you got to do, right? Like, if that's your side of the crypto community, like, go all for it. I'm not saying to stop bashing Zebec because honestly, dude, I'm very rarely like will ever bash on Jeff Rowe, No Face, Swizzle. I don't get on there and banter back and forth because your posts don't bother me like they do some people. And like that's everybody's own space, right? So like if that's your thing, go for it. But I'm not agreeing with it, right? And so why I like Zebec and why I support it is I would say just like any other crypto project that's out there, any other crypto community, is because the idea of crypto and decentralized finance takes the existing financial industry and completely upgrades it, right? It revolutionizes the entire game. 95% of the crypto projects out there aren't going to make it. It's BS. And so you got to find the one that you think is going to make it. And if for some people that's Zebec, go for it, right? I mean, that's my take.
Thank you, Blue.
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely understand. Why is there not answers for any of the questions, right? And it can be, maybe, and people try to play the card that, oh, we don't have to answer your questions. And I understand that completely, but there's clear elephants all over the place in this project. And the people, if they want to support it and keep buying it, they can go ahead and keep buying it. At the end of the day, my efforts are to keep new people from not buying it, to be completely open, because I believe my evidence. I believe my research. I think it stinks more than most of the crypto scams, quote unquote. And I think it tells a bigger story about what's really going on right now in the crypto space, because again, this Zebec is tied to two market makers, and they literally run out of the same address, and the same people who shill Zebec a lot of the times end up shilling Canton, end up shilling whatever they shill, but it just seems extremely organized, market maker coins, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It's just an effort to try and bring awareness to it, because it goes deep. It's on face value. I'd look at a Zebec ad and be like, oh, I'm gonna buy it if I was new to crypto. So people need to understand this stuff. It goes deeper than just a regular little crypto scam. It really does. People don't even know this shit.
Hey, No Face, how's it going, man?
What's up?
Happy Friday. This is Cash Was King. I'm one of the mods over on the Discord for ZBCN. Completely respect your opinion with everything. Similar to what Blue Ocean said, we're just investors in the project. We don't have the answers that you're looking for, is what it comes down to. The thing with the nodes is something that I wasn't even aware of until it was brought up. I don't know. I don't know if it was you or David or okay, Jeffro, you can do the thumbs down all you want. I'm being respectful here, but regardless, we don't have the answers for that stuff. I didn't even know about it, but that like I don't know that you're ever going to find an answer for that. It's certainly not going to come from the Discord or any of the investors. So there's a way about like I understand your side if you think you're protecting future investors from doing it, but you have to also understand that this isn't a retail driven crypto project. It's not going to explode from retail people investing in it. It's only going to work out if institutions are buying in, and that won't happen until clarity happens, in my opinion. So you can see that the market cap on this project is 250 million. Is there institutions in there? Probably. I can't imagine it being fully 250 million of retail money. But at the same time, it's not, there might be red flags to you, but outside of the nodes, what's another question or what's another answer that you're looking for? It's like, to kind of double down on what Blue Ocean said, it's like they are streamlining payroll. It's like you can stream Netflix. It's the last portion of anything right now with our economy that's not streamlined. So there's no reason to not believe in the project. All I've heard from everybody over the last month or two of fudding is that none of the partnerships are fake, or none of the partnerships are real, especially XLM. Well, they come out with a post and everybody starts fudding that. So it's like, you can't say, why aren't they coming out with something? And then when they do, oh, that's fake as well. The thing with XRP, do you think if that partnership with Ripple was fake, that XRP being in Las Vegas, they wouldn't have just came right out and said, this is bullshit? Like there is no partnership. So I just think that there's a lot of things that are being grasped at to kind of fud the project, but there's too many partnerships right now. They're MiCA compliant. They just launched something over in Europe with a bank for not Social Security benefits, but I forgot what it was. But it's like you can't fake things like that. Yes, Sugar, go ahead.
You absolutely can fake things like that. Just want to put that out there.
What I found really interesting is like the change of the name and giving people 10 ZBCN to 1 ZBC. That is a crazy amount. That's giving you 10x. That seems fishy to me.
Do you understand the reason why they did that though?
Sure,
You're not
explain it to me, I
10xing.
don't.
You're the amount of money that you have remains the same. It's no different than a dividend or a stock split. It's like the reason that they went from 10 billion to 100 is because what they're trying to do, there wouldn't have been enough supply. So they had to move to 100 billion. Quite frankly, the people that believe in this project don't even think that 100 billion is going to be enough. If they truly set out and achieve what they're trying to do with streaming payroll, 100 billion is not enough. Especially if there's people that are talking about the project exploding when they hit 1% of payroll. If they get to 20 to 30, so what happens is the token skyrockets because of the demand. So that's why they went from 10 billion to 100. The people didn't make out like bandits that got 10 times. The market cap stayed the same.
Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't around at that time. I just know somebody who was. And yeah, they got, 10 for every 1 ZBC that they held. But I guess that's a good enough explanation. It didn't increase the amount of money that they had, so that's fair enough. Yeah, I just the partnerships. I believed in every single one of them. Like I was shilling it like crazy, and I just, I didn't like to see the community turn on people that were asking questions, and that definitely happened. They should have supported getting the questions answered. Like you came up
100%.
and you said that, you don't have the answers. Well, when people were asking questions, we all should have banded together and tried to get those questions answered instead of saying, Saga's a fudder and kick him out of the Discord. We should have pushed together and get answers.
I agree. I agree 100%. And you have to understand too that the community was led by somebody that we can't stand anymore. Obviously, we know what happened with Z-Man. He was the one that kind of ran the Discord, or not kind of run, he did run the Discord. So it's like, I can't speak on other people's behalf. I don't know why he did the things that he did, but that's not what 99% of the people in this project are like.
Yeah, I was just going to say, man, let's get something clear. I think we're all in agreement. And if he's by chance listening to this, good. ZBCN man's a piece of shit. And I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't care who's listening. He screwed the community. And I mean, you can take that for what you want. I mean, you know, whatever happened in the past with the community has already happened. But I can tell you that the people that are still in the community, like, we are all in agreement that we don't want the guy back in the community. So
He's done, man. And people here's the thing that people don't understand, because I talked to him after all this stuff happened with the PDEX. He got crushed. People seem to think that he was the one that rug pulled everyone. He lost all of his money, and that's why he went total psychotic on Discord, where he was actually screaming at a bunch of the people in our community.
Yeah,
You know, let alone everybody else on you know. Well, that's why he disabled his X account, because he was just gonna get hammered by everybody. But no, his intention was I don't think it was ever to screw anybody out of money. I think that he got taken advantage of when he went to XRP Las Vegas. He met some people that sold him a bill of bullshit because they knew that him basically running the community, he had pull, and people would believe him if he advertised this. But I don't think he ever thought it was going to be rug pulled. It's certainly not if he's the one that got rug pulled himself.
Well, he did the same thing with me back in October. So, I mean, it's just kind of karma that it happened to him.
No, look, man, you have to understand that, like, our community has a lot of good people, and you know, if what you're saying is correct, then I guess we're gonna go down in flames with it. But the point is that the people that are confident in this project, there's nothing that's gonna be said that's gonna make us sell. It's just not. They're just not. And
so I don't know. And he said it earlier. No Face said it earlier. He's not trying to get you to sell because you got conviction. He's trying to help future investors not lose lose their money. According to his research.
Okay, and no, and I get that, and I can respect that.
So he's coming to the community and was trying to set up this respectfully. I mean, obviously nobody's yelling, nobody's angry, nobody's, you know, acting up. So respectfully, so that he could ask questions for answers he can't find, you know. And that's all he says.
No, and like, look, like I said before, the community actually has a lot of well-spoken, trustworthy individuals. Again, Z-Man, you know, is an outcast at this point, but it's like, you know, I'm open to hearing the information. As an investor, I'm not just going to slam the door because somebody is saying, you know, X, Y, and Z about the project. I'm a substantial holder. I would say, quite honestly, I have a top 3 bag in the Discord, and that's with somebody that's not me, but another one that has hundreds of millions of these things. So I appreciate the info. But what I will say is, I don't see, I can see what you're saying, the red flags for the project prior to what ZBCN is right now. Where are the red flags of recent?
The XRP Las Vegas partner, the situation at XRP Las Vegas with Ripple.
What exactly is the scam there that went down?
Where you guys say you have a partnership with Ripple and you don't. You guys say that Stellar chose you. They didn't. You guys built on Stellar. You guys build, and you can build on Stellar for free and do whatever you want. Like, I think it's
Stellar is using the rails for their stablecoin payments.
And what rails? Okay, in my opinion, like, Zebec is just white labeled Solana BS. Like, it's not what structure.
That is a white label. You're right. The XLM partnership is a white label.
Pump fun.
Like, so here's what I'm saying. Like, I swear to you not. I've looked at basically every single partnership and acquisition that Zebec has made through PGP. We've got looped transactions. We've got people taking money from okay, like PGP was purchased by SPS or something like that, and it's a circular transaction. They like the treasury wallet has circular transactions. The buyback never happened. The most recent buyback didn't happen. You can't find it on chain. They didn't burn any.
Which one are you talking
didn't
about?
burn-
The one
they
big
did
the,
not
the
burn
Q2
They did not.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, they did not burn. I can't remember it's the most recent one or the one before it, but they did not burn the buyback when they said they did, and there's so many things.
That's a huge misconception, and I've actually called out people in the ZBCN community. The buybacks were never meant for burns. I don't know where that information came from. They're not meant for burning. The only burns that happen are for payroll. Apparently, there's one ZBCN per payroll, and I don't. To be completely honest, I don't even know if that exists. That was from an old white paper, so maybe there aren't any burns happening, but they're certainly not from the buybacks.
So, how long have you been in the project?
I've been in the project for a year.
Okay, so yeah, 'cause I don't know if we ran into each other or not. But the old white paper, I think, used to say that they changed that white paper. I think in December. I think they changed it, didn't they?
It was the third 1.5. The third.
So that was the third time they changed it. Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to keep up with on the changes. So it might have been revised from what we're talking about now.
That's what was super interesting too. Is like I know a lot of people are bringing it up that there was a burn mechanism and but they can't find the burn wallet, and then they put out a new white paper. In version 3, you can read it where there's no talk about a burning mechanism, so there's no deflationary aspect to the crypto.
No, and to be honest with you, it makes sense why they wouldn't, because like I stated earlier, if they go out and achieve the streaming payroll that they're setting out to do, burning it just hurts the project. Yes, it helps the investors because their coin is going to be worth more, but they're going to need more tokens than what they have in circulation right now. That's just not even opinion. That's just basic economics. But regardless, if you go on SoulScan, you can see that tokens are being burned. I think in the last month there was like 1,000 of them, which it's not substantial, but they are occurring.
It picked up actually.
There was a burn. Actually, I'm just thinking back. I mean, I did a lot of research on it. There used to be a burn in the white paper, and it was that one ZBCN per payroll batch. Is how that was described.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But when you truly think about it, it's like if that was to still happen and they're going to stream this stuff daily or hourly, whatever, they're going to be burning through hundreds of thousands of them a day, which to me, that doesn't make sense. They burn the supply out in 2 years.
Yeah, no, we had a huge discussion last year about this because it didn't make sense. It was this exact same topic came up. How are they going to stay alive if they're burning all their tokens? So
yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer for that one.
I would say, with every narrative that Zebec pushes out, there's always something, that you can say to discredit it. And it comes because Zebec exaggerates almost everything, in my opinion. And that's what I mean when I say the Ripple partnership is BS, the Stellar partnership, it's BS. They could have something, right? But there's no to say that Stellar chose to partner with Zebec or Zebec is actively partnering with Stellar and Ripple. It's not true. It's like an exaggeration, in my opinion, and that's with everything that they do. And
well, what is the partnership with Ripple then? Because again, if it was fake, they were at their event. Don't you think Brad Garlandhouse would have came up on stage and would say that's not true?
Basically, probably by the time whatever assignment goes up. And how did they get there, right? How did they get to XRP Las Vegas? Because it's not a Ripple event. It's a community held event. So
Hey, can I
can
bump in? Can I
Yes, sir.
bump in? Man, shit. Brad was up there on the stage talking XRP at every motherfucking table. XRP is at every motherfucking table. And here comes Simon. Brad walked right past his ass. Didn't say shit. If it was the real shit, he would have hugged that nigga on the shoulder. He would have hugged him on the shoulder and said, yeah, nigga, this is Zebec all damn day. But it didn't happen. And there was like, what, 6 motherfuckers in the crowd that cried like, you know, I got a muzzle. They were crying like girlies.
I had a what's his name? The old CTO of XRP. What's his name? He's gone now.
Oh, David Schwartz.
David Schwartz. I had him.
Yeah.
I had him scream at me once on XRP or on X because I brought up Zebec to him. This was when I was part of the Zebec community, and I was shilling, and he yelled. He said, "Don't you ever fucking say that to me again." I said, "Wow, all right." Because I was talking about the whole saying that we used to have, which was what Zebec lights the way and or ZBC forged the way.
So let me ask you this, guys, without being offended. Are the majority of the people that FUD this project, are you XRP holders?
No, I'm actually a ZBCN holder. I used to be a well myself.
Yeah,
And the reason I asked that is because it seems like there's no middle ground between the communities. Like if you were in XRP since like 2017, you hate when new projects come on and take the spotlight off you. And I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing, but it seems that's what all the XRP maxis do.
I don't hold. I don't hold XRP. I'm not a and both XRP guys here. They both know I'm not an XRP guy at all.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah. 5. We love you, brother. But I got different type of bags, and I was heavy in Zebec. And I sent some pictures out of Zebec, ZBCN, and Lantern. Try to correct my shit. He sent me back some AI fix. I fixed your shit, brother. It was fake as fuck. It was just fake as fuck. Like, you done fixed my picture, nigga. I mean, I hate to say that, but shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it started with you can't ask any question. I've never got a reply back from Simon, from none of these motherfuckers, from no shadow founder. I ain't heard nothing back from none of these motherfuckers. And I love y'all for being in the same game. But I do try to figure out from these folks, and you get called, you know what, this motherfucker don't know shit.
I think at the end of the day, we all have to realize that we don't mean shit to any of these projects. They're huge multi-billion companies. Like if they don't want to respond to you, they don't have to. What company can you go? Like if you want to talk to the Target CEO, you email him. You think he's going to take the time to follow up with you? Like they don't care. The thing is with these projects is they're going to succeed with or without retail. So it's like, to me, they don't follow up with you. I don't really see what the issue is. Like they don't have time for that shit.
No, I don't believe that they can win without retail, or else they wouldn't be here. Like I don't believe that.
In my opinion,
ZBCN will not. ZBCN does not matter to retail. It has nothing to do with retail. It's an institution token.
An institutional token that steals from retail, in my opinion. That's
You could make the same case for XRP with Brad selling $700 million worth of his holdings last year.
100%.
Zebec and XRP don't compare. You can't put those two in the same league, nigga. XRP is at every table. Every table.
I think people are going to be mistaken. I think that I think it's done. I don't know that Well, I shouldn't say done. I don't think you're going to get the returns that you once could on it.
I believe that as well. You know,
It had its run up from $2.06 to $3 and whatever, and that'll never come close to happening. People are throwing out these astronomical amounts, $1,000, $100. The thing will max out at $10, in my opinion.
This ain't about XRP, it's about Zebec.
Well, I think it sounds like the common ground that we can come to is that there are some questions, and ZBCN Cash, I didn't know you were a mod in the Discord. That's a fairly large Discord. You know, we should all be pushing for an AMA. There are lots of cryptos that do AMAs.
Live AMA.
X Spaces, and let people in the community come up. Like, yeah, everyone knows Crypto Breakfast Club. Like, I've seen VeChain come up and they answer any questions that people have. So that's what we should push for.
So there hasn't been a true AMA, but there has been. Have you listened to Crypto Hulk's latest one with Simon? Like that stuff is not. He's not running those questions by him before they're joining, because he asked specifically about Canton, and his response was, "I don't know how much I can say."
No.
So it's like those are not screened before.
No, sir, that was scripted in a bitch.
No, I don't. You could say that those spaces, those spaces are scripted 100%. That Benjamin runs those questions by. I'm not denying that. That is 100%.
Is Benjamin a scammer? Like I've heard that he's
Where is he? Actually, can you invite him?
He's not going to waste his time with this.
There's like 20 Hulks on here.
People don't answer questions. That's the point. And I think, I mean, we can make arguments. We could talk about other cryptos. We could talk about XRP. But like,
respectfully, it's because they don't want to waste their time. Because, like Ocean said earlier, we're solid with what we're investing in. So it's like, I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to change my mind. I was in the Discord in Voices just prior to coming on here, where there's 8 people, and I asked, does anybody want to join me? And they're like, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. So it's, I came on here because I again, as an investor, I want to hear what you think might be red flags, because I'm not trying to just throw my money out. If something were to come,
should I list them out?
And so that's not really true either about convincing people, because that's why I'm even hosting this, is because I was a whale over there. And as I'm learning things, I pulled my money, but I want to hear, because I want to, I could always be like, all right, I'm going to put my money back in. But I never hear anything from the community. I was talking to Patriot about this earlier. Anything that gets questioned just gets fought. It never gets answered.
Well, I don't know that we're going to have the answers that you're looking for. It's going to have to come from somebody within the project itself,
which nobody will. Which they won't. They won't address it.
I can't speak for them. But again, it's like the thing with the nodes, like stealing the $3,000 for the nodes. Nobody that's invested in ZBCN is going to have any knowledge of that.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of that.
And so, no, it's real. You can look it up. But so that's what No Face is doing, is he's just bringing that stuff back to light, being like, hey, don't forget that this happened, and XXXX happened. Like, there's a lot of things that happened with this company throughout the years.
I just think with the amount of partnerships and companies using this now, with the audits that they have before they're signing anything, it would have been brought to light.
See, so my own experience has me being a skeptic. I talk about it all the time, and maybe you don't know. Like, I round tripped, $500,000 on a project that had 2 million holders that was partnered with other countries. This company was, and they were funneling the money out. The guy's in prison for 20 years. But after that happened, that's why, I don't know if you ever followed my PFP, but I used to always say I don't discard fudders. That's why I never blocked No Face. I never blocked anybody, because I've learned that blocking can also be I can lose a lot of money if I'm not paying attention to everybody and just being stuck in a vacuum. So I'm a little more skeptic, I guess, and that's why I'm here, because I really believed in the project at first.
I did. Sorry, Five. I was big into it as well. I met you through ZBCN Spaces, and you know what happens in the algorithm is when you're like, I haven't posted about ZBCN, so I don't really see anything about it anymore. And that's what happens is the algorithm sucks you in when you're tagging and engaging with, you know, the same people over and over again. Then it shows you new Zebec people. Like, I have to admit, I was sucked in. I was, you know, explaining to people how to stake it, and like, you know, I made the choice to basically sell. I just wish that I didn't lose so many people that I thought were friends along the way. That I'm glad that guys like Five and Kuzi and David, they all stayed friends with me. But a lot of people didn't. And then I was removed right out of the Discord too. Like, which is fine. If you want to remove me because I said I sold 3/4, that's up to them. But I'm pretty sure it was ZBCN man that decided to boot me out of it.
Well, he definitely booted me as well.
Like,
So yeah.
And you know, I think there's something to be said too, and I'm not trying to like throw this back at the Zebec community or anything, but this is just how I think. I think there's something to be said about how ZBCN man came back and immediately is just calling it how it is, in my opinion, just calling it a scam, et cetera, et cetera. You know, obviously he used, you know, colorful language, but to me, it was a realization for him. Whatever he experienced when he got, you know, I guess his bags got cooked, whatever. But he's coming back and he's telling the truth. It's a fucking scam. And I mean, again, you guys know how I feel already, and we can agree to disagree. But what I have an issue with is when I log on to X and I see people like Wanderer and Lantern and, you know, all these guys mentioning, you know, No Face, mentioning me, et cetera, and they don't want to talk. And like, we, you know, you guys can say F the fudders, F this, F that. But the realization is that like, there is no answers that can back up any evidence supporting that Zebec is a legit project. I mean, I have, there's everything. You guys have probably seen everything at this point. And who's Anton Van Dellen? Where's Sam? Right? Where is Sam? Right? Where is he? And who's Nicholas Charles George Andrews, who was on the board of Zebec? That's just, these are the little questions that I got to keep asking myself, because I do think that this is you know, a scheme designed in the UK, or it's coming from the UK. Obviously, they're registered out of the British Virgin Islands as well. They have a bad Form D through the SEC as well. And there's a bunch of things, but when you zoom out and look at everything, it just seems like with Anton, with these weird 4-name people out the UK, it's like, this is like, it just seems like a UK scheme.
So
to steal money from America.
what do you ultimately think this is going to be? Because like 250 million right now, yes, it's a lot of money, but it's peanuts in the grand scheme of crypto. So what do you think is ultimately going to happen? This is going to go up to be like a $10 billion project, and then it's going to get rugged?
Well, I think it's a perpetual rug. So, you know, it can go down. It's not like it goes down 100%. That's it. Everyone forgets about it. You know, well, not you guys, but Zebec peddles partnerships and gets newcomers to come in every time. After that happens, it goes down a little bit more. Then they do another partnership. It goes up. It goes down.
I mean, we're in a bear market though, man. So it's like you can't expect it to.
Sorry, I apologize, but this happens even when it goes up 30%. Even without the bear market, like this has been a thing for Zebec. And actually, I don't know if you guys all really understand how I got started and on to Zebec. I'm not gonna go tell a whole story, but like I was dropped this in a DM basically saying this is like one of the worst scams I have ever seen. Just some guy sharing his information with me. A lot of it was correct, some of it was wrong, but I never stopped asking questions. And here we go. It's, I mean, a year later, and it's still like one of the worst unknown scams, in my opinion, because of just the liquidity farm. I mean, this is a different animal. This isn't just one rug pull and it's done. You know, this is...
No, a lot of them choose to do slow rugs now so that they maximize the profits on the way down. They're not just gonna... It's hard to kill a $250 million market cap in one shot. So yeah, that I do notice that it just attracts a lot of new people. Like ZBCN Cash, I've been in crypto a year and a half now, and you're in a year. How did you find out about ZBCN? Did you see a post on X? Did one of your boys tell you about it? Were you in one of those Patreons where they?
I was in a Patreon that I first learned about.
Were you in Crypto Future?
I was actually. That's funny you say that.
So was I. And I got that gem list, and I bought a lot of the cryptos on those gem lists, and they're all down anywhere from 60 to 90%, except ZBCN. I'll be honest. I like I said, I sold 3/4. I kept, a few tokens in case it moons. I just wanted to keep it.
No, absolutely. No, I get that.
I find that, like, I know how much you're paying to be part of Crypto Futures Patreon, and like,
oh, I left it. I left it like back in December because I found out that guy's just a scammer. He scammed his whole community with his meme coin.
Yeah, like more than just the meme coins. It was the I swear he had certain people in there for free to be on those like group chats and be like,
100%.
Oh, Rob, I made so much money on XCN because of you, and like, that's what scares me, is that these guys are shilling these Patreons, getting newcomers.
Well, you guys realize that's how they make their money. It's like they have these tier systems. It's the same thing with Economic Ninja. He tells these people that pay like the premium which coin he's gonna shill, and then he has such a following on YouTube. He's got like 500 some thousand. So these people already have their positions, and then when he's like, oh, you go invest in XCN, then it pumps everybody's bag, but at the same time it still allows the people that follow him to make money.
You didn't lie. Same as Hulk.
No, 100%. He did that what is that, handle pay? He's been shilling that.
Yeah, they jumped off the handle.
Yeah.
Fuck, can't tell. I mean,
like, and are they being paid by these projects? That's the other question. Like, are they being paid by marketers to shill certain projects? And like, the other thing, again, sorry to bring it back to the Patreon group, but I was there a year and a half ago, and people were like, Rob, if you're buying, can you scratch out maybe how much money, but show it. You're putting a 3 money sign on ZBCN, and all your community's buying it, but they have no idea if you actually bought it.
No, I agree, man, which is why I don't really do influencers anymore. I do my research on everything that I put money into, because at the end of the day, it is me against you and me against everyone on this call right now. So
even in ZBCN, you want to get out before other people do. You want them to buy your fucking bag.
Absolutely. And I am a bag holder, unfortunately, in some other projects, and it's like I'm down too much right now to sell. So there's no point. I'm just going to have to be hopeful that it goes back up in the next bear market. Or in the bull market, I mean, I've accepted and come to the realization that there's many projects I've invested in that aren't going to go back up. But in the same breath, I've been fortunate enough that if this goes to zero, it's not going to change my life. Like my life will stay the same. So it's like that's me speaking. I can afford to lose the money. I know there's a lot of people that can't. So I'm just speaking for me, and I think that goes for a lot of the holders in here. It's like they do have the money that if it goes to zero, it is what it is. But the upside is just it's too great to not be a part of.
Basically, for majority of these altcoins, we basically need speculation season to come back, or we're all cooked.
I agree. 100%.
If I could go back in time, I wouldn't have joined the stupid Patreons and thinking I'm getting gem lists from guys who have done multiple cycles. The people that I know that have got the most rich got lucky on like Doge and Shiba and shit like that, right? So they got fucking lucky.
They did.
Meme
100%.
token.
100%. 100%.
So I'm sorry. That's what we're all hoping for. And like I said, if I could go back in time, I probably would have just bought Bitcoin and ETH. To be honest.
Same. I agree. 100%.
Hey,
So
y'all. Hey, y'all.
real quick. Sorry. So basically, at this point, like, just to get back to the original reason why we're here, which was No Face's, little interview, is you don't have the answers that he's trying to find, basically.
What were other questions outside of the nodes?
I mean, the nodes isn't even like it's an afterthought at this point. Let's see. I mean, I like to quote. I invited Dark Horse to this as well. I'm not sure if he's gonna come up and if he's here or not, but a lot of his research was really good. I used it, and I do want to go over a little bit of it. Let's see here.
Like, Cash, are you connected enough? Like, because as far as I know, Will was talking to definitely people in Zebec, the company.
Yeah.
Will?
So, like, do you guys have the connections to submit questions, or I really think
I do. I do have the
really
connections. There's many of us who have direct connections. I will say though, with certainty, that we are not paid to do this.
So I had a problem with Will over that because he was getting all the information before the community was. So
I can't speak on that. I never was privy to information before it came out.
Okay, you have access to Sam or Simon?
I don't have connections to either one of them. I have connections to 2 other people within the company.
Do you have connections to JV?
I do.
Do you have connections to Captain Zach?
I do.
Where are they? Like, why don't they want to talk? The thing is, like, I know that at this point, I know the people who are kind of like higher up in the community.
Yes.
I just want, a few answers. I know Sam's probably long gone and he's never going to show up and answer questions. I understand that. Who knows where he is, but
I will say, No Face, real quick. Captain Zach, I met him, and actually I taught him quite a bit.
Captain Zach is a good dude. He is not misleading anybody with what he does.
I know. I just want someone who's gonna answer questions. I'm sure there's great people in the ZBCN community. I've met good people in the Zebec community. Besides, we can bullshit on X all day long. It's okay, but I think, I genuinely want. There's people who either don't know the answers to these questions or do, and I mean, I just want someone to come to a realization. I'm not trying to convince anyone again to sell their bags. It's just obviously, like, if I think this is a perpetual liquidity farm, I'm gonna go ahead and just get the word out there as much as I can. But
sure, no, and that's your choice. You're allowed to do that. I'm not saying not to. Again, my stance has been this isn't going to be retail driven. So it's like if you stop people from buying in, okay. Like it.
I was talking to Patriot. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna, I don't care at this point. I had DM conversations with Patriot because I didn't like how there was an Uphold representative or a few Uphold representatives in the Discord, in my opinion, because I just feel like there's collusion there. There's some type of weird stuff going on. And so
Paul just supplies information on if you want to be what is it? I forgot what it's not a retail investor. It's when you cross a threshold and you have a substantial capital invested.
Accredited?
So
yeah, maybe that's it.
I have a question. How many people are finding out about these partnerships before they make their posts? Because, like, I like to get into some leverage trading, and if, like, you get information like that, every time they announce a partnership, there is a little bit of a pump, and, like, on
100%.
100x leverage, you can make a shit ton of money.
You're absolutely right. I don't know. I don't have that answer because I'm not privy to that information. I don't know. I mean, we know that Will had it. That outside of him, I don't know of anybody that had it.
Patriot. I also want to talk to Patriot. Like, This dude was, after our conversation, essentially Patriot changed his bio to make known that he is a an institutional investor
Yes.
with Uphold,
Yes.
and that was not disclosed before we had our conversation. And honestly, like
It.
I was
Yeah.
pretty rough on Patriot because, in my opinion, he operated like a cult leader, and that was just my opinion.
He's made it very well known to the people in the community what his holdings are. That's never been a secret. I mean, I've known what his bag was since probably November when I first met him.
Patriot's a good guy. I can vouch for his character.
He's a very good guy. And I don't think there's any ill will. I mean, I would say he is one of the faces of the Discord. People go to him for advice all the time, not just in investments, just in life. So I don't see any issue with him being an institutional investor. I don't. What exactly? What does that mean to you? Like, why is that bad that he hid that? Why is that anybody's?
There's
Why
nothing
is
wrong with being an institutional investor? I'm an institutional investor. I own Ripple equity shares. This doesn't make you a cult leader.
No, but he didn't disclose he was an institutional investor, and
He doesn't have to.
why would he have to do that? That's nobody's business except his.
So why is he doing it now?
He can do whatever he wants when he wants.
Why did he?
No, I think it's actually SEC law that you have to disclose.
Yes, sir. It's
If you're
big,
selling- if
it's
you're
big
selling
business. I have to announce before I show up.
If you're selling
It's big
unregistered
business.
securities, he's not
It's big
selling unregistered
business. You have to do that before you show up.
You have to disclose that on your X account.
No, you don't. Guys,
That doesn't make any sense.
He goes to understand securities laws. Okay, he's not selling unregistered securities. He doesn't have to disclose anything. Okay, he's not part of a private company. He's an investor. He's probably an accredited investor because he's got a lot of money. So much misinformation flies around here.
It does, and again, I don't understand what the point of bringing that up was.
You can always just tell like the people who don't have a background in secondary markets and
Are
technology.
we working?
I can hear you, Five. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, David? You just popped up out of nowhere.
Well, you couldn't hear me talking before?
No.
But here's the thing, guys. Again, I don't know if what you're saying is true. You have the conviction that it is. I will say that there's a lot of things that are put out there that we can say with certainty. Like the post the other day, and I don't know if it was No Face or if it was Dark Horse that had that screenshot of the IP address. But it's like if you would have researched that for 5 minutes, you would know that Cloudflare switches their IPs as a security for the company. So when it was brought up that they had 480 different IPs over 2 years, what is that showing? How does that prove that this is a scam?
It doesn't.
Well, even if that piece of information was proven incorrect, which I guess it was, along with every other piece of information here, like I have to grab at everything because if I believe it's a scam, I'm gonna try and figure it out. And there's a million other things: bad acquisitions, weird paperwork, bad SEC documents, which is the thing that like people hate. I know we bring it up all the time, but that is like a major issue. That is like one of the most major issues. And then when I start asking questions about this, I get letters from barristers. Why would I stop at you guys gotta like ask yourself, would you stop asking questions? Like you gotta like, this isn't just someone talking on X and arguing with the community. Like I got a real letter, both of them. And I did go to the FBI office. Like I did it because I believe this is a major scam. So, if I'm that serious about this, I feel like I should get some answers to quell any of the issues that I feel about the project. I don't care if people sell or not. It's common sense.
No, I agree with you on that. I'm not. That's absolutely.
Do you think it's odd that I got a letter? Actually, you know what? Why? What is it with the ZBCN community saying people will come after people like No Face? What's up with that? Who's Yab Crypto Money X? Why is 314 putting out this information? Who told this kid that was okay to say? And I think it's funny. I think it's actually pretty ridiculous because, I mean, if I'm going to have to worry about a lawsuit, then I'll worry about a lawsuit and I'll handle it. And we can go to discovery and this shit can get handled. But these letters are bullshit, in my opinion. And Anton Van Dellen, he is a real barrister out of the UK that is legit. But he has a very shady history. And then it's like, then I got to look into him. Why is this supposed utility company using a barrister with one of the worst histories I've ever seen? And he's got, you know, shady companies registered out of London, market makers, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just why I just won't stop questioning it. Cause to me, it's different than just a regular crypto scam, basically. Cause I'm that deep into it. Cause what?
No, and you have every right to do that. I don't think, well, I can't speak on the whole community, but I have no issue, and I don't think anybody else has an issue, you know, if you want to dig. Just, you know, the thing with the FBI, go for it, man. Like, again, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying strictly as an investor in this, like, I've got nothing to lose. It's as simple as that.
David has his hand up.
Yeah, I think you have a lot to lose. You even said you're one of the top 3 holders. Now, maybe that's a 10%, 5% part of your portfolio, and you sort of, that's okay. That's casino money for you. But
yes, in a sense, yes.
Good. Well, good. You're doing it right then. You are doing it right. But not everybody is gambling, or I should say they think they're not. And so for them, it's not just a matter of, hey, downside or upside, let's just swing for the fences. So when No Face comes on and he's like, I have questions, your money might be at risk. And the response people give him is, we don't really want to hear that. That's insane to me. If you are self-aware that you're gambling, then fine. I'm not your daddy. Go gamble. Blackjack is fun. Texas Hold'em is fun. But if you think you're not gambling, that's when it becomes an issue.
That's all that this is. That's all crypto is gambling.
Not true. Actually solves problems, and I can defend that because I have crypto literacy.
So you're XRP. I take it.
Yeah, you said that like I can't defend that though, which is a far cry better than people who can't say anything about what they put their money.
It's because, David, it's because earlier everyone pretty much on the panel except for me or XRP. So his point is that XRP army is basically just talking crap, other than me, about ZBCN.
So separate out the quote unquote XRP army. There's no need to identify with what other people, whether people think Riddlers and 589. I have nothing in common with those people. Okay, you can have your own identity. You don't have to borrow confidence from somebody else. And I'm certainly not the KOL of any kind of crypto. I've never told anybody to buy anything. What you do is we're educators. You say, here are the reasons in case you're interested, because there are a lot of people I've helped over the years. Okay, there's people who don't have time to look into this at the length that I do all day with my background. That's the point of becoming a teacher and having communities where you help educate people. So if you go out there and you say, hey, I have real reasons why I believe in this technology, this top 5 by market cap crypto technology, that's one of the oldest ones, then you know what? You don't go from there and say, now you have to buy it with me, or you can't buy another token. That's ridiculous cultish stuff that happens in these communities all the time. Instead, you either get someone saying, hey, thanks, man, I appreciate that. I'll go look into it, or don't. It doesn't matter. But what you want to do is fill this void of misinformation where people have zero crypto literacy. They have no software background while they're investing in software, and they don't know the first thing about trading on secondary markets. And they say the most insane things that are just blatantly falsifiably not true that you can prove on chain, or they tell you, I don't care, I don't want to hear it, and they plug their ears. At the end of the day, you may be comfortable with that level of gambling, but a lot of people are trying to actually make money and escape the wage trap here, and I don't think it's helpful.
David, for the people that don't know who you are, can you give a little background?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows who I am. I was here way before all of this stuff. Will Coombs came out of my Discord. I plucked him out of YouTube and taught him everything he knows, and he still didn't listen to it. And I was the first one to say he was a snake in the grass, and everybody told me I was a fudder for it. By the way, FUD, FUD, uncertainty and doubt, stands for the guy who's unwilling to actually defend his thesis. I'm not uncertain by saying I know there are issues with this token. I'm very certain, and I can actually prove it. And I'm not talking about the sort of theoretical conspiracy theory approach that No Face takes, where he asks questions he doesn't have answers to. I'm saying I can show it, and I've shown it to Five, I've shown it to Saga, and a bunch of people who are no longer in the community because they actually wanted to listen. But again, if you guys just want to swing for the fences and go to the casino, have fun. But there are some people who would like to know whether their actual portfolio is
David, I think at the end of the day, if this truly is a scam, like the majority of the people in here think, it would go down as the most elaborate scam that's ever happened on Earth.
Yeah, I can tell you haven't been investing very long. Have you ever heard of FTX? It happens all the time, dude, with way more notoriety than ZBCN. All the time. It's not it's called cross promotion. Every time you see someone brush shoulders with these people, the Stellar Foundation, they give out grants, okay, because they own a lot of XLM to begin with, and they want to promote developing on that chain. So if some crypto startup comes along and says, "Hey man, would you please shout us out? We're going to develop something on your chain." You know why they're happy to endorse that guy? It's not they go through and dig through the files and vet them for any kind of scam issue. They're happy because that ends up costing XLM, because that's the actual gas, not ZBCN.
Why would XLM partner with ZBCN to use their rails for the stable coins if that was a scam?
Critically, XLM doesn't partner with anybody. It's a technology. The Stellar Foundation, not the Stellar Network, also a permissionless ledger that anyone can use. They don't have to ask their permission. Is just happy to let them develop on chain.
But they're using ZBCN's chain. They're not using XLM, or they're using the rails.
My friend, I'm so glad that I get to talk to you and explain the most basic things about this thing you threw all your money at and apparently never read anything about. ZBCN is not a chain. Okay?
I misspoke and I corrected myself and said rails.
It's important. That's rails. What do you think? What does rails mean to you? Please break that overused word down to me.
Their network.
A network of what?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's fine. You put your money onto it. If you're happy to not know anything about what you're invested in, then let's play blackjack someday. It's fun. But everybody else here thinks legitimately that this is an actual utility token, and it is provably not. And I go through actual soul scan to prove it to people all the time. And it's just very easy.
I also heard you say 2 weeks ago that there were no burns that happened, and that you can see it on SoulScan that there are. So which one is it?
No, this is what I love to pull up. The burns that are happening there are dust burns. That's why they're sporadic and minuscule. It amounts to like $50 over since the low lifetime of the token. That's not
$300.
And your own CEO came out and said, "Hey, we don't use this token, it's useless," but that's why new tokenomics. Just follow the logic there. With all the volume that was already being shown as moving across this software, which is a centralized software, by the way, that the company owns, was apparently not needing ZBCN to do it the whole time. So they introduced new tokenomics, which
yes, I'm fully aware of that. Yes,
because it isn't needed. I want you to take this with you, ZBCN. I know ZBCN Cash, I think it is. Go and research what a Solana program library token is. I will help you do it, and we'll get to the bottom of this being a complete and utter gamble. Now, gambling is okay. I'm not even saying that Zebec Network is a scam. They have been guilty of negligent misrepresentation every time they called it deflationary based on utility. If they did that, this flywheel is the same flywheel that I Got Five and Saga and I see all the time in meme coins, where you can issue there's token called Fog Swap. They have Mastercards too. They were a slow road. Happens all the time. And the flywheel isn't, I actually need this technology to work, because again, it's an SPL. It's not a layer 1 native token. It does nothing. This is what people don't understand. It's the technologically cannot. It's not a question of maybe they'll use it someday. They cannot. That's not how that smart contract works. Okay. This is what these meme coins do. They have in common that they pitch you some flywheel and they say, we promise to burn it, or we promise to rebuy, or we promise to do these things, but it's not needed. Now, the layer 1 tokens that are worth investing in, if they ever get adoption, and this is a disruptive technology at scale, which it will be, especially post-regulation, you cannot run that ledger without those tokens. It's technically impossible. And this is why everybody needs to become more crypto literate before they start throwing words around like utility, because you are then, without knowing it, going to be guilty of leading people into getting wrecked, because this is a gamble, and it may go up. I hope this goes to 10 cents for all you guys. But if it does so, it won't be because of utility. It will be because of speculation season. So just know that you're gambling.
Oh, okay.
David, at one point, like, I would love to see all your like real evidence of this BS. And if look, I understand I'm heavy conspiratorial. That's just how I am. And maybe some of the stuff that, you know, maybe the big grand conspiracy isn't true, but I do want to know the truth at some point. I do look forward to like seeing whatever evidence you may have.
Yeah, I'll show you everything. I used to be a whole lot less apt to want to tell people out here because I used to get called a fudder and a scammer. So I stopped doing it. And people were like, well, he's just teaching classes in private. Why is he doing that? Because of you guys. You guys were ridiculous about it. No one wanted to learn about their own money. They just wanted to be like Will. I have a screenshot of Will saying,
Nobody wants to be like Will. I promise you that.
to the extent Will used to tell me, David, nobody wants to know about tokenomics and macroeconomics and technology all day. They want hype and rumors. He used to tell me that. And at least he knew his audience, because you guys apparently don't care about this stuff either. You're comfortable with the name drop. That's your whole security. I'm going to show you when we go through the stuff drops tab, if you guys want to know. We will go through every one of these VCs from Circle to Stellar Foundation, and we'll show you how many of their investments went to zero. They're out there being venture capitalists too, with the venture capitalist arm of these companies. That's not some security on whether they're chosen this for some institutional. It's an SPL. They're making money. They're VCs. And they've already gotten most of it back out of you guys. You have to understand about sell pressure, okay? That if this thing goes up to 10 cents, you have to then find buyers for your bag who think it's going to go to $1 and get their own 10x out of it. Institutions are not looking for 10x's. They're content with their 50%, let alone 2x's, and they're in under you. If this thing does make it that high, there's your sell pressure. You don't have liquidity to compete with that. And everybody needs to understand investing in markets and order books. Like I said, the thing, no face, like you would be way more effective if you would just listen to me and learn some stuff. The DEX liquidity thing where you point out that these guys have like, look at this, that's DEX liquidity. The actual liquidity for any asset is the breadth of order book liquidity across all the exchanges arbitraged. There's so much more there than just what is TVL in a certain DEX that you're looking at. It's you have a good instinct that these guys are fishy, but you're pointing in the wrong direction. Like there's so much more obvious stuff you could just print and hand people, and it's objective. You don't have to theorize. It's just there. We can look at the dust, the airdrop dust that is all the burns that have happened. It's just there. And then you take a statement from somebody from their team who says, yeah, it's deflationary, and that's it. The case is over. It's not. And it's so much easier to point out when you guys understand what a smart contract is and what a Solana program library token is, to know that this isn't it. Crypto is risk on enough, guys. It's risk on enough. You don't need to go digging in the dumpster. And I know the reason people do. So let me say this one last thing. I want to help people. It's all I've ever done. There's 40 people probably that are in my Discord and Saga and everybody who vouch for the fact that I've never taken a dime from anybody ever. In fact, I've done the exact opposite, and I've spent $30,000 on these people in the last year. I have a strict policy for not asking anybody for money, just because I get accused of being a scammer a lot because people can't imagine why I'm out here doing stuff together. But here's the thing. I will teach you guys everything you need to know. And I know the reason you want ZBCN, because that's why I bought into it with I'm like ZBCN Cash. It was with like a small 10%. I was dropping 20 grand on it here and there and stuff like that. And because it was a risk side of my portfolio. But then I changed my mind because I think speculation season probably isn't going to happen the same way it used to, because the 2017 setup is kind of over. And it's a long story. But anyway, I will teach you guys why tomorrow on the podcast, on the Koozcast, I will teach you guys why you can actually still get an asymmetric bet that has a lot of upside with actual bounded downside and real utility, and you can escape the wage trap. You do have a hope to make some real money. Listen, I know you guys, the reason you don't want to hear this about ZBCN is because this is your ticket out for some people. Maybe not your ZBCN Cash. I think you're doing the right thing by gambling. But everybody else, if you just can't hear this from me, because this is your only way, it's only your ticket. You only have $5,000 of capital to spend. That's all you have. It's that and a dream. And someone told you that the current $60 billion market cap on XRP means there's no reasonable upside for you to get a 10x or 20x on some long-term 5 to 10-year horizon. That person is woefully incorrect. We will talk about it tomorrow. And I can again, I deal in facts and math.
No, I appreciate the info, David.
You can not financial advice. You can still have a hope to put your money somewhere where it actually does something significant.
I mean, I'm an investor in XRP, so it's not like I've got a decent portfolio. I'll be honest. Like I told the people before you got here, I was influenced by a lot of people prior to my conviction in ZBCN for what it's worth. And I am a bag holder in a lot of projects that probably won't go back up, but I feel like my portfolio is still strong enough that when we do go back up, I'll be good. I'll be decent. And like I said, it's not the same for everyone, but if my entire thing goes to zero, I'm still going to live the same life I'm living now.
Good. Talk to you seem like a reasonable guy. Talk to your friends, talk to your people, and ask them if they feel the same. If this goes to zero, are you going to be okay? Okay. But listen, come tomorrow night to the podcast. Saga will link it. I'll link it. Follow me. Who's will link it? Come tomorrow. I will explain to you guys a really, really, really concrete thesis with a lot of upside and minimal downside in what is already a very scary bear market. As long as you have like a 5 to 10 year time horizon and you're trying to beat the retirement, the alternative, which is like the S&P 500, something like that. This is extremely smart, and there's a good reason to have a thesis. It's still speculation, but the degree to which it's speculation changes entirely since the utility is real and the adoption is real. And I will lay this out in a way that you guys will be like, you know what? Maybe I should maybe take half my ZBCN and put it on something a little safer, but that also still has a huge opportunity to get higher. I think like it. So Bitcoin is the beta coin. Okay. And I don't need to get into proof of work and all that stuff like that.
So I do like enjoy all that. The main I don't want to get off the main reason why we're here, and that was No Face was asking, he wanted to know more about Zebec. And it sounds like you'll be able to give him true answers on that. Is that right, Dave?
I will absolutely. And the reason that it sounds like I'm not really pivoting from the ZBCN conversation, except to say I know the motive. I empathize with everyone here for why they bought the coin. But you don't have to gamble to make money. That's all I want to. That's my pivot to XRP. It's not obviously you can't say I'm shilling the coin like I'm underneath it, like I'm Brad Garlinghouse. So what's my motive here, right? I've published a 50-page book on this. We'll bring it up in the podcast. I genuinely have a strong thesis that I believe you guys will appreciate if you're rational people who still need to make a lot of money in the next few years, but also, can't afford the downside. Some of you can't afford the downside because it's 5% of your portfolio and it's your risk side, it's your casino side. But I know there's people in that Discord, that ZBCN community, who put a lot on this and
Yes.
think it's because it has an institutional demand guarantee in the future. And I'm here to tell you that is technically impossible. It is technically impossible for that SPL coin to do any of the things you guys think it's going to do. And I can easily explain that.
At what point, David, do you if this is the scam that you think it is, at what point do you think it goes under?
I don't know that it's a scam. That word is loaded for me.
Let me explain.
It doesn't work.
At what yes, at what point do you think the realization that it doesn't have utility comes to light?
That's a good question. So let me make a divider between two things. One, the things I am absolutely sure about and I can prove, like this is not a utility coin, no matter what anyone says. I can prove that. What you just asked me moves into a little bit of speculation, but I have some grounding. So there are two different levels of truth here. Take Elon Musk, who said before Congress not too long ago that the vast majority of crypto, 99% of it, is useless and going to zero. Okay, that's one man's perspective, Elon Musk, the Doge father, if you will. Then take Brad Garlinghouse. He said the same thing. 99% of this stuff is going to zero. Doesn't actually solve any problems. Doesn't do anything. There is a cohort of insiders who are actually knowledgeable about this stuff, who spend all their time, in the House and Means committees, talking about what the markup language should say, what the law should be. They all see this coming in unison. What do they all keep saying in unison? Eventually, it will become clear that some of this stuff solves real problems at scale, liquidity problems and so forth. And some of it does not. And that part, they are all saying unanimously is going to go to zero. Could they be? Can I tell the future though? No, I can't. I like to be very clear. But that's something not. I don't think you should throw away.
I just think that if it was the scam that everyone thinks it would be, XRP or Ripple and XLM would have come forward and said, this isn't what you think it is.
I know you think that, brother, but think about FTX. Think about projects gone by. I mean, it's hard to bring. There's so many of them. It's not Brad's responsibility, with as much as has going on, traveling to Washington D.C. every day, to say, okay, let me vet every booth that is going to name drop us at a YouTuber conference. Okay, these guys aren't showing up the Ripple swell anytime soon. It's the same thing as Cybos. You can actually, they paid for a booth there. You're a crypto startup. You have every reason to show up to a cross promotional event that's no guarantee. Like someone opened the books and went and interviewed them and said, we need these guys. They're not MiCA compliant. You guys keep saying this. Go to ESMA website. There are 5 different attachments. There are 5 different spreadsheets you can download straight off the ESMA website. 3 of them are about the tokens, and 2 of them about the companies. That would be Zebec Network in that case. They're not on there. They're never going to be on there. Okay, but they have people hear a little. They hear little headlines, little clickbaity things. And they put them in their confirmation bias bucket, and they say they run with it. And I understand the hopium, guys, but at the end of the day, this is your money. You can still make it.
No, I appreciate that. That's why I'm here. I'm open to listening about this. It's why I've been cordial this whole conversation with No Face. I got 5 because as an investor, I want to know what the red flags are that you guys are seeing, because at the end of the day, it's my money that's at stake.
Yeah. And I've not, I have an excited tone. That's just how I teach. I'm passionate, but there's been no ad hominem. I've not called you a retard.
No. Everyone here has been very respectful as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I thought No Face and I weren't going to get along because I thought he was going to say, well, I like my theory. Screw you. We didn't get along the last time we spoke because I felt like he was just coming in and saying, spoon feed me answers that I'm too lazy to go get for myself. But you know what? I changed my mind. He seems pretty cool. But I will say this. Everyone genuinely interested in whether they are gambling or investing on that spectrum of speculation, please come see me. I will lay it out. And then you can make your own decision. I don't care.
So what you're saying with the MiCA compliance, which from my understanding is the hardest compliance to get in Europe or the UK, they're just flat out lying about it. They're saying they have it when they don't actually have it.
Legally, I'm not saying they're lying or scamming. I am saying though that this is the way I speak. I speak in.
I just don't feel like you can say that. You're either 100% certain. Well, you just said that.
No.
You went as so far to say that you went and you found whatever a spreadsheet or whatever you said, a website that you're able to see which ones are compliant, but it's not on there. But you're not certain about it.
No, ZBCN Cash. Hear me very carefully. The official MiCA website. You can go check their list. They are published. Zebec Network is not on there. Now, if you want to say therefore scam, that's for you. But I'm just speaking in facts. You do what you want. Do what you want with the fact that I can prove that they're not MiCA compliant. You keep wanting me to say.
Well, no, I don't. No. That's not at all what I'm trying to gather the information here. But what I'm saying is they have it on their website. The Zebec. The Zebec website says that they're compliant. So what I'm saying is, if that's that, I just don't understand how you can have that.
This is where you have to give No Face some respect, okay? Because here's what I do. I'm an evidence-based guy, okay? I'm going to show you off the actual MiCA website that they are not compliant. And then I'm going to show you that the Zebec Network website says they are.
If they weren't able to, they wouldn't be able to do the Deutsche Bank that they just launched yesterday with the payment and stable coins. They wouldn't be able to do that if they weren't compliant.
Again,
is any of that on chain though? Like, can you show that on chain? That's always my question.
You can't, and again, they're not doing anything with.
Because if they are running with the Deutsche Bank on their rails, as you said, then you should be able to show that. But nobody's ever able to show that.
I don't know enough about digging down that deep to see what's on chain and what's not.
I do, and I'm here to tell you that's impossible to know because here's the thing: Deutsche Bank is not connected with Zebec Network at all. Okay, All Unity is a German company, a stablecoin company in Europe. It's akin to the United States' Circle. They're stablecoin issuers, and All Unity has their own stablecoin called the Euro. Of course, a crypto company that loads single asset vault smart contracts with stablecoins all day. By the way, it's permissionless. They don't have to ask anybody. Is going to then quote unquote partner with All Unity the same way they're quote unquote partner with Circle, just because they load their stablecoins into those smart contracts. Deutsche Bank is simply where All Unity treasuries, their treasuries that back one-to-one and pegs those stablecoins. That is completely disconnected from Zebec Network. Now, does that mean they're not going to take a photo op out in front of the building like they did with DTCC just to shake some hands? I can do that too. Like it's this. What I will say definitively is there's a lot of negligent misrepresentation going on that I think is pretty much opaque. And I think the unethical thing about it is that no offense, people like you who are new to investing in software, just kind of grab at that and say, would Deutsche Bank allow this crypto startup to take a picture and name drop them and even type their name on the website if they didn't fully vet them and send them a cease and desist? I'm here to tell you there's a history of that just not being the case, that they don't go that far. They're not linked to them. They're not partnered with them.
They don't do any audits on anything because in my opinion, it's their reputation on the line as well. So I don't necessarily agree with that.
It's not their reputation because they're not legitimately partnered. There's no what's called switching pain. Let me talk about what a real partnership is. Okay, let me give you an example. You're gonna appreciate this. Okay, you remember the Privy partnership?
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody would tell you, oh, we're partnered with Stripe. Of course, this is how they all go. This is a good example for all of them. All right, we're partnered with Stripe. Stripe, I guarantee, has nothing to do with Zebec Network. Here's the thing about Privy. They are a paid service. It's called a vendor-client relationship. Zebec pays $300 to $500 a month, depending on the usage, to use their licensed software. Privy currently has 1,000 developer teams and clients. It includes high-profile integrations like Hyperliquid, Zora, Blackboard, OpenSea, and Pump, and all the rest. Okay, Zebec makes up approximately 0.5 percentage point of their revenue. So here's the analogy for you: if you're a landscaper, okay, and you have 100 different accounts, 100 different lawns you go and mow, okay, and I pay you to come mow my lawn, are we partnered? I'm a customer.
I just think the ploy on words would catch up after doing it for a year.
And I'm telling you that assumption has precedent for not being the case. There's so many things you can look at where these people have plausible deniability. What does Deutsche Bank or Stripe have to do with Zebec? Nothing. These are permissionless ledgers we're talking about. Stellar, this is permissionless. I can go develop software. I'm a software developer, by the way. I can go and make an app right now and deploy it on any of these permissionless ledgers. The smart contract, so with XRP Ledger and Stellar, you have primitives. You could and anyone can issue an MPT, a multi-purpose token, and they have more of a fixed JSON account where they have key value pairs and they're parameterized. But with smart contracts like proof of stake networks like Solana, I can literally go and I can make my own customized code in there and issue an SPL and make it anything I want to be, an issued asset. Okay, it's literally. It's that easy. And so Solana Foundation can't tell me I can't do that. It's permissionless. I'm not partnered with them. But if I had a whole business based on developing and trying to get traffic over their network, since they own a lot of Sol, they would say, hey, shout out to this new crypto company that, more building, more developers coming on chain. And these things die all the time. Go to Drops tab. There's a mountain of bodies of these projects that were invested in by Stellar Foundation to zero. This is going to be one of them someday, in my opinion, but the facts are the facts.
Anyone else from Zebec want to speak or anything? Alex, I see you. What's up, bro?
Hey, man, how goes it?
It's going good, man. I think this has been a very constructive conversation so far, but
very informative, and I just wanted to say something to Cash was King. First off, love the username. That's fantastic. Secondly, I think you're doing it right by investing a smaller portion into crypto as a general rule of thumb. It's still a little bit of the Wild West out here, and most projects are going to go down. And everyone is a little bit back and forth, slightly hostile because everyone's passionate about their own projects. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to see anybody else to go broke.
100%, man. We're all in it for the same reason.
Right. And a lot of what we really need in the entire crypto industry is clarity, because it comes down to your own personal responsibility with your finances for investing. But an investor can't do their own due diligence if they're being fed 1,000 different hype things or false screenshots that are AI augmented.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Jeff Rowe. Love you, my man. Happy to see you here.
I had to show up, brother.
The only other thing I would like to say on this topic before I go ahead and head out for the night is the unexamined life is not worth living, and the unexamined belief is not worth holding. If you're not able to question your beliefs or question others who share the beliefs, have some kind of a discourse, then you might not actually truly believe what you're investing in. You're putting your own skin in the game without having your own valid reasons, whether it be investing, religion, political beliefs. If you cannot have, say, a mock debate with yourself on why you believe it, then you might have to reconsider actually putting skin in the game.
Well said, brother.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm gonna cut out too if nobody else has anything. And
All right, guys,
thanks
I'm gonna head
everybody
out
for being
too.
so respectful. Like that was a great space. So thank you.
Nice to meet all you guys. ZBCN Cash, it was really cool to meet you, man. I hope to see more of you around. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way,
I'll be at your spaces tomorrow, or just
it's live. We do them live, and you can actually type in there and ask questions the whole way. We'll answer them.
all right.
No,
Awesome.
and by the way, we used to be called the Traders Guild because we were trying to do stuff like what Saga does. We're leverage long trades and stuff like that. I personally am not a trader. My friends are traders, and what's far more close to our brand is yield farming. So staking, Flare Network, stuff like that. So we sort of rebranded in case everyone's like, what happened to TTG? Just the same group of 40 friends who are traders who identify more with long-term holding and earning yield on assets. It's always been more true to what we are. We've always been more like that play anyway.
Sure.
I respect Flair.
I think everyone should check it out. Like, yeah, I've talked to David. I kind of know some of the things they're going to discuss tomorrow. And if you want to make money in the long term, it doesn't hurt to come listen to the conversation and ask questions. Like, it's not very often you get somebody who's literally a programmer and builds apps and shit like that to have the opportunity to talk to about yield farming. So
also
I'll be there.
Not only is everything free, and I never ask anybody for a dime, and you'll never find a time I ever did, but also the resources are free. My published book is free. The website, yieldsim.com, is educational. It's free. You can go to yieldsim.com right now if you want to. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on the podcast. Everything's free. We just teach, and I'm not a clout farmer either, trying to just do stuff to get more followers. I literally have less than 1,000 followers. I don't care. I don't spend all day on X. I come in an X Spaces to teach with my friends, and so again, what you see is what you get.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Five. I actually had a lot of fun. I haven't been on a space speaking in probably a couple months, so I just wanted to come here and support. So thank you.
No, thank you. So I'm gonna jump off here. Everybody have a good night.
Yeah, me too. Peace, bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one. Thank you, everybody.